Welcome to Jazz Gym. Thank you so much guys for supporting me so nicely in my first video. I'm truly overwhelmed. Now this is the second video of my channel and this is the special segment which I'm introducing you to. So now every Friday I would be coming up with a good topic, a topic that would be related to self-development. So now we would be starting this topic by talking about cravings, bad habits, why do they occur and how to overcome them. So stick to the video, enjoy it and meet you at the other end. First, let us understand the scientific reason related to getting bad habits, getting addictions, and why do we crave for even junk food. Let's understand. We all know that our brain is the most complex organ of the body. Though it has several functions, it has one common quest for its entire lifetime, and that is seeking pleasure. So whatever we do in our lives, everything that we do, whatever brain makes us do, it's related to a single motive, that is seeking pleasure out of it. And how it happens. So now there's this rewarding mechanism inside our brain which keeps a note of this. So whenever we do something good, for example, when we achieve something in our life, or when after having sex, or eating junk food for that matter, and smoking, drinking alcohol, everything, all these things, what they do is they kind of give a pleasure signal to our brain, and then our brain releases a hormone known as dopamine. So dopamine is basically a neurotransmitter which is secreted by our brain every time we get motivated or we go through a pleasurable experience, an enjoyable experience, etc. So now whenever we eat junk food or say smoke a cigarette or drink alcohol, what happens is these substances, these actions give a stimulus to our brain which makes it release dopamine hormones, and then our brain realizes that these particular actions are ways of secreting dopamine, so it registers these actions in our memory. And what happens is once it understands that particular action is useful for secreting dopamine, and that's how we start craving for junk food again and again, and that's how we start getting that feeling of smoking a cigarette or consuming alcohol again and again, and that's how we get bad habits. Now there's this thing with bad habits, like good habits and bad habits. Every habit that we get is a result of this mechanism only. But when we have a good habit, for example, when we work out to get fit, we have to work really hard in the gym, we need to have a strict diet plan, etc. And now that is a long process. So in this process, the dopamine release is in controlled amounts, and so it doesn't cause an overflow of dopamine in our brains. But in case of bad habits such as smoking a cigarette or even eating junk food, like junk food is high on taste, right? So whenever we eat junk food, what happens is it creates a splash of dopamine in our brain, and because of that our brain finds out a way to secret large amount of dopamine by a small action, and that's how we get more addicted to bad habits. Now such levels of high dopamine secretion in our brain is not good every time. So what our brain does is it kind of creates a restrictions. For example, earlier you would get satisfied by eating a single burger, but now your brain has developed a tolerance, that is now it is limiting the amount of dopamine that is secreted by eating a single burger, since it's in your memory that eating burger will give you that splash of dopamine, or smoking a cigarette for that matter will give you a splash of dopamine. But that doesn't happen because the brain has developed tolerance now. So what happens is now you start smoking 2 cigarettes, or now you start eating 2 burgers to get that same satisfaction, and that's how you kind of get addicted to these things, and also you start over consuming them without realizing that you are actually harming your body psychologically and physically both. And your brain is kind of innocent when it comes to this. It only knows to seek pleasure. It doesn't bifurcate between good habits and bad habits. So it's up to you now to train your brain to get rid of this, because obviously practicing bad habits for a elongated period of time is going to harm you for sure. Your brain may not realize it now, but then you are going to harm yourself, and that's what happens in most of the cases. That is the reason it's so important to control yourself, control your cravings. Although it's not an easy process, you need to identify the bad habits that you are in, and then kind of try to get rid of them, overcome them. How to do it? Now I have a technique which will work, which might work if you are at a lower level of addiction. If you are at a higher level of addiction, then I can guarantee you this, but this is something which I had tried to get rid of sugar cravings. Like I had a sweet tooth. We all know this notion that it takes only 21 days to create a habit or break a habit. Ultimately, it's all in your head. You need to be so committed, you need to be so strong to in your goal of getting rid of that habit, because even that thing, if you get rid of your bad habit, you are going to get that secretion of dopamine, you are going to get that pleasure of breaking away from a bad habit. It is a procedure of training your brain. What I did was I decided to get rid of sugar for 21 days straight, like no processed sugar at all, which means no pancakes, no waffles, no cookies, no cream biscuits, no chocolates, because like first 10 days were like really easy because I was high on motivation to like come out of this challenge, beat up this challenge. But then the real game started, and I started like craving for sweets really bad. So I somehow controlled these things, I don't know how. And then by the time I reached 21 days, I realized that I was good. Like I didn't even realize that I was off cravings. There was no more craving for sugar. And that's how it works, ultimately it's how strongly you want to better yourself, how strongly you want to get rid of your bad habits that matters. So just try it out and tell me in the comment section if it worked for you. And that's it for today, guys. I hope this video helped you in some way and you gained some knowledge. If you like the video, then kindly like, comment, share, subscribe and press the bell icon. And thank you so much for supporting so nicely to my first video. I'm truly overwhelmed. I would be making really good videos in future as well, so keep supporting, guys. Stay tuned, and all the information links down in the description so that you can read more about it. And so that's it. See you in the next video. Till then, accept, adapt, ascend. Tada.